Hey, boys and girls, good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of Cage Side with Christopher James. This is part 3 of my interviews with the fighters competing tonight on Bare Knuckle FC. That's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 12, BKFC 12. You can watch it live on the BKTV app. That's www.bktvapp.com. If you're not in Daytona, download the app. It's $3.99 a month. You spend more than that on a cup of coffee or a pack of gum and a smoke, cigarettes, whatever, soda, this, that, the other thing. It's $4 a month. Shut the fuck up. Stop it. Get that shit. Can't go wrong. You get all the BKFC content. You'll get the Toe the Line series content that's going to start September 26th. There's all kinds of stuff out there for you guys. So, just get ready to roll, baby. The show starts tonight. Doors open at 7. First fight goes off at 8 o'clock. There's going to be a huge tribute to first responders and those that lost their lives on 9/11. September 11, 2001, a horrible day. So to all my fellow former military members, veterans, active duty, the first responders, and everybody out there that this affected, which is the whole entire nation, God bless, and never, ever forget. You know what I'm saying? Never forget. Never, never forget. If you forget, I'll kick your fucking ass. That's how serious that is to me. Anyway, so now we'll get back to the fun stuff. Now that I threatened everybody in my audience, we got a great set of fights tonight. Main event: Thiago Alves versus Julian Lane. And I just found out the odds. It looks like Alves is like a minus 300 favorite, which I'm really shocked. I figured this was going to go to a pick'em with Lane's experience, but the odds makers are basing this on Alves's MMA experience, I guess. And until you bare knuckle, you ain't bare knuckled. So we're going to find out tonight. I mean, that's the truth. Now, next to me, the man with the fancy mustache. I love this guy. He fought Julian Lane, the guy who's in the main event. They fought in Tampa last year. Fight of the night winner. These guys put on a show. He goes in there, he gets the work done. He's serious. He's serious about fighting. He goes in there and fights, but he's not a shit talker. He's not a bullshit artist. He's a fighter and just goes out there to compete. So we're gonna have him chat with us for a little bit right now. The man himself, Mr. Tom Schoaf. Tom, welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Thank you, Chris.
So what's the morning like for you on fight day? You get a workout in. Give me a little breakdown of that. While you're doing that, I'm going to share this out to 1,000 million people.
Perfect. How many people need to see this beautiful moment?
1,000 million. Because that mustache right there.
Yes,
that's
precisely. Well, a typical fight day for Tom is like today. Excellent example because it's fight day. I slept late. Slept till about 11:30, 12. Got up, did some push-ups, some squats, basic body work. And then me and my coach went outside and we hit some mitts, did some movement stuff, moved around for 15, 20 minutes, got a good sweat going, and just waking the body up. I had the cut yesterday and had to reintroduce a lot of fluids and foods to my body. So I wanted to get all of that moving and grooving the way that it's supposed to. So that's what a fight day looks like for me. It's just keeping everything sharp and on point and well maintained so that I can go out and perform properly.
Now, correct me if I missed it, but did you tell me what you had for breakfast? You had breakfast today?
I haven't eaten yet.
No. Oh, you haven't eaten yet. So do you usually wait this long into a fight day to eat, or do you
because I'm usually up pretty late at night.
We were up late last night chilling out, hanging out for a little while.
Yeah, so I'm usually
enjoying the fine scenery of Daytona with the Speedway. It was great that we were staring at that Speedway last night.
Yeah, it was good. It's real good. But yeah, no, I usually stay up pretty late and eat and get my calories in, get my weight back up, all that stuff. So that way I can sleep late. That way I don't have to sit around all day and just kind of wait for the fight. So I sleep late, I get up, I get working out, get everything moving in my belly, and then we're supposed to be at the venue by 5. So I'll go grab something to eat around 3:30. And then that way I can have a nice full belly. When I show up at the venue, I can let it settle for the couple of hours that we're waiting, and then just get right into business.
So what kind of a meal do you eat? Do you eat something like, kind of mild and light, like maybe a salad, or do you eat something a little heavy, a little substance because it's going to carry you through the whole night, to give your body the protein, the nutrients you need to have strength later on? Because obviously if you eat, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, let's say, and you don't fight and you're the feature bout, so you're not going to fight till probably 10 o'clock. So you need to have a meal that's going to sustain you till your fight. Yeah, or do you have a snack like while you're there? Can you eat a protein bar?
I like yesterday, excellent example, after weigh-ins, because yesterday wasn't a hard cut for me. I didn't pull a lot of weight. I only went down to 65 and I walk around about 72. So it wasn't a hard pull at all. So as far as my my diet and my nutrition, I wasn't very depleted. But usually what I do after a fight is I'll go out, have a nice steak dinner with potatoes and veggies and all that good stuff. And then I'll order a pizza and I'll eat that pizza throughout the night. That way I get my carbs, my protein, my fats, my oils, all the vitamins and minerals that I could need. That all gets thrown in there. And then I'm usually pretty full still the next day. So when I go work out, that gets everything moving and whatnot. And then when I'm feeling, then on fight day itself, it's really just a matter of how I'm feeling. If I'm really hungry, I'll eat a nice big meal. If I'm not very hungry, I'll eat a nice small meal, something to hold me over and take some snacks with me. But the most important thing is that I'm not thinking about food the day of the fight. So as long as I'm satiated and have something in my belly and have something to keep me going, I'm not distracted by my belly. And I can keep my eyes on the prize. So that's really what's most important. I don't have any specific meals that I like to eat. I just keep myself from being hungry.
All right. So you don't have any specific meals. You don't want to be overwhelmed with food thoughts during fight day. Mm-hmm. After the fight, is there a certain thing like you go for? Is there your go-to meal? Like whether you win or lose, is it, Baskin Robbins ice cream? Is it grab a slice of pizza, get a dirty taco? Or is it just get some food? Bar. So basically on fight day, you eat at 3:00. You don't eat again until like Sunday at noon.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, depending on how.
Or Saturday, because today's Friday. Because if you wait till Sunday, man, we're going to talk.
Gonna be a long
it'll be
day.
Tom Shove drinking binge, part 2.
Part 2, definitely. No. Usually, my go-to after the fight is just like win, lose, or draw. I'm always just excited that the fight's over. I don't like fighting for the sake of fighting. I like fighting for competition. I think it's the purest form of competition that you can get yourself in. So when the fight is over and done with, I'm always just exhilarated about that. And I don't drink during training camp. So, and I like to drink. Like I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, oh, I'm good at it, but I'm pretty good at it and I like it. So
pretty good at drinking.
Precisely.
I can't drink. I don't drink. If I did ever have cocktails, it would be like one and done, and if I did like 2 shots of Jägermeister, I'm standing on top of a bar singing YMCA because that's just it's entertaining for those watching, and it's embarrassing for me the next day when I see the video. But that's why I don't drink. But
I can understand.
So so you got Joe Elmore. Now I had both of you guys on my show a few weeks back. We talked about you guys were both gentlemen. You did an interview with my buddy Eric Kowal at My MMA Show. Or My MMA News. I'm a My MMA Show. I get confused sometimes. It's so close, But you did an interview with him, and like I said in the beginning of this when I introduced you, you're not a smack talker, you're not a shit talker, you're a fighter. You don't buy into all that crap, But you did make a statement, at the end of something where you said, basically that you're going to make
signing on the dotted line.
Correct. Now. We talked a little bit last night. Like I said, we were out looking at the racetrack, and we were talking about Joe Elmore's power, how this fight is going to go out, because you both are going to try to impose your will. You're looking to be more technical, proficient, and land scoring strikes, with precision. You're not just going out there to swing wildly. And if you can control the fight and keep it at that kind of a fight to make Joe fight technically, which he can do, then your odds go up. If you get into a firefight with Joe's power, your odds go down.
Yes.
And this. This isn't me, telling you good or bad. This is just the reality of the fight because of the way the matchup is.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I know you don't fear the power. I know you don't fear fight. This is what you do. But do you, in your game planning for a guy like Elmore, because one of his biggest attributes is his strength. And you can't train against somebody's strength. I don't think that's a real thing.
Right.
But you can train to avoid certain things. So do you go into this fight specifically looking at Elmore and his style and what you need to do? Or do you kind of have a basic fight plan as a bare knuckle fighter that you just kind of implement no matter who the opponent is? Because in MMA, you have to have a strategy. In this, you have to have a strategy, but you're not kicking, you're not grappling. I mean, there's some grappling, when you're using your plum to pull somebody down. So what do you do specifically when you're facing a powerhouse like an Elmore?
I think I would have to answer that question in 2 different parts. I would have to say that the first part of the question is bare knuckle over anything else. you have to have a specific ideology and a specific game plan when you're trying to fight bare knuckle or when you are fighting bare knuckle, because of the fact that, one, the rule set is dramatically different. Two, you have no gloves, you have no pads, you have no protection. And three, like everything gets in. Like there's regardless of whether or not you want the shot to get in, the shot's probably going to get in.
It's getting in.
Yeah. So everything has to change. A lot of people who like counter fighters like to cover and counter things like that. You can't do that in this sport. So as far as bare knuckle is concerned, I would say that the whole game plan and the whole mentality has to change. And then once you take that mentality, you have to mold it towards your opponent specifically. And that's kind of what we did with Joe. We obviously understand his strengths and we understand his weaknesses. And if we play our game plan properly, then we will be playing all his weaknesses all night and not allowing him to get into the position where he can use his strengths. That's really where being smart comes into the whole thing, and having a good game plan and diving into your opponent, what your opponent likes to do and how he likes to do it, and taking that off the table. If your opponent likes to swing with power and you're too far away from him and he can't hit you, that power is null and void. So it's not exactly that I'm playing to my strengths. I'm playing to his weaknesses, and his weaknesses are what's going to cause him to lose.
Yeah, and see, I really like the way you broke that down, because you broke it down specifically for bare knuckle, because a lot of people, don't understand all of this yet. This is still new, so people are still learning, how you can work in the clinch. Like if we're fighting, I can literally pull his head down. I can do this.
Right.
And as long as I'm working, the ref will not stop me from holding it.
And I can come back up here and do this.
Right. And he can put an overhook.
And all that stuff.
But he just said, here, put that back over. So now he's negated my arm here from my clinch, and now I'm locked in. Now he's going to pop. And that's a legitimate move. Yeah. By the way, even that little bit of strength right there, I think I'm going to have a bruise on when he did the overhook. I'm like,
Good.
So, but the breakdown, and I'm glad you broke it down the way you did, because a lot of people, with MMA, people say, human cockfighting, and with bare knuckle, you get some of that bad stuff because the blood comes out quicker in this sport because of the knuckles. But most of the injuries we see are superficial. Agreed. But the intelligent breakdown you just gave, I'm so happy, because for you guys that don't understand what this is all about, it's not just two guys just going out there and swinging wild for the fences and trying to, kill each other. Although sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, but then you get a guy like Tom Schoaf who has the fight IQ to understand what he's doing, and knowing that if he goes out there and just has a bar brawl with no gloves on that he's getting paid for, he's probably going to lose more than he's going to win. Yep. Not slighting his skill, but that's just a silly way to fight, So, if he's now Tom's fighting a guy, equal strength, equal technical for him, that's probably the best matchup. Fighting the powerhouses, it makes you have to really tap into your fight IQ, because you can't make a mistake against a power guy like that, because one shot, the lights go out. And it was funny last night. You said, I'm not really a knocking guy, but you do have power and you can knock people out because of your technical prowess. I like saying technical prowess, by the way.
It's a good phrase.
Technical prowess. Let me say it in the deep way. Technical prowess. Yeah. All right. But if you have that technical prowess and you use it with the power that you do pack, I mean, you can knock somebody out just as easily as Elmore could, just as easy as Jim Allers or Julian Lane or any of these guys. So do you have that also in your game plan, that, if the moment, presents itself where you can try to really knock somebody out, are you going to go for the knockout, or are you going to stay within that game plan and continue to be a technical fighter?
I find that when you hunt the knockout, you typically get hurt.
Yeah, that's why I said when it presents itself. I don't see you going out. I'm looking at that. I see you going, all right, he did this. He's shown me that every time he does this move here, he leaves his chin exposed for me, and he's done it numerous times. The next time he pops it open for me, I'm going to crack it. Definitely. So do you have that in your game plan to go, Absolutely. All right, I'm looking for that spot where, because you're smart. You make adjustments on the fly in a fight, and if you don't, anybody who doesn't make an adjustment on the fly in a fight loses. You have to adjust to your game plan to your opponent and how the fight is going. You can't just go, this is my game plan, I'm sticking to it all the way through, because there's another person, there's a variable in there. Yep. And if you don't take that into account,
you're battling somebody else's will.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way.
So, but do you have that in your game plan going, if Joe leaves it out there for me, and I keep seeing him leave it out there, I'm going to crack him and I'm going to try to finish him the way he's trying to finish me? Or do you stay within the game plan?
I would say that my goal is to finish him. in any way, shape, or form that I can. I don't want this fight to go to decision. I don't want this fight to last any longer than it has to last. I want to put him away as quickly and as efficiently as I can. That being said, I'm not going to chase him. I'm not going to hunt him down. I'm not going to run after him. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to fight my fight. I'm going to do the things that I need to do. And when he presents that opening, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put him down and I'm going to make him regret that he signed on that dotted line. Plain and simple.
And, that's not smack talk. That's just how you feel.
That's just how I feel.
Because, you guys spoke with each other. Like I said, I had you on face to face and it was cool. You guys were both gentlemen to each other. Mm-hmm. And it's fun because I've had some guys on where they're fighting each other and they can't even be gentlemen to each other. And you guys know, look, this is business, nothing personal. If you guys weren't fighting each other, you guys would probably be like best friends.
Yeah,
because that's how he is.
I told him. You
guys are buds.
Talking smack. Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna fight you. Like no matter what I say up until that point isn't gonna change the fact that we're still gonna fight. Like I'm not gonna intimidate you out of not fighting like that. No, like we're gonna get in there and we're gonna fight and we're gonna figure out who's better.
And why would you want to intimidate an opponent out of fighting you? Because what if he backs out? Because you scared him so much with shit talk.
Then I'm out of money. I don't get a fight. I don't get to work on my career, my legacy, anything like that. Like no, absolutely not.
And you got to work on that, man. You got to continue to build your brand. And you've transitioned over from MMA. You're doing this now. There's been a lot of talk from people, especially here in the lobby. Every time I come to one of these events, the subject comes up every time of bare knuckle MMA. And for me, I'm all in bare knuckle MMA because it totally changes the sport of MMA. What's your thoughts on bare knuckle MMA? The exposure. Broadcast out. That's crazy. So what do you think? Bare knuckle MMA, would you do it? Do you think it's something that we should even attempt, or do you think we should sit on that for a little while? I'm thinking you and I could put together a promotion.
We could absolutely.
It's already been done, but it's been like mom and pop stuff. I'm talking on a big level,
on a large level. Here I've got two mentalities towards that. The first mentality would be in MMA, if I can kick you in the face and I can elbow you in the face without pads, with much bigger bones, why can't I punch you in the face with bare knuckles? Like I can kick you in the face with my foot, it doesn't have a pad on it. I can hit you in the face with my elbow, doesn't have a pad on it.
Amen.
Why can't I punch you in the face?
Because somebody made up a stupid rule.
Apparently, yeah, absolutely. The other side to that would be, and one of the things that you touched on is like ground and pound without gloves.
I'm salivating right now, and maybe it's because I'm not a fighter. I'm going to be on the receiving end of it, but I'm just going.
That's fair. I would say that probably, to be honest with you, you would see less ground and pound because I don't have the hand protection. I don't want to run the risk of punching down and hitting forehead with nowhere to go and shattering my hand. I don't want to run the risk of punching down and you slipping and me punching the mat and rolling my wrist and doing something like that. So
I think that could be avoided because like in Mississippi, they did something really good with the wrists where they're wrapping it down here. So your knuckles are still exposed, but the strength wrap, it's a strengthening wrap to keeps everything locked in. So because, we're not getting a lot of hand injuries as much as we're getting people that get impact injuries in their wrist because their wrist wasn't wrapped tight enough. And I think if we can avoid that from happening as the sport continues to grow and evolve, and they're going to, make changes along the way, how things are done. But if you protect this and this, and then you just have this to ground and pound, I think it works. And even if you don't go straight down, you can come in with the side, or even a hammer fist, but again, with no knuckle, because even with the MMA gloves, a hammer fist, you're still covered here, So now, even just like this, boom. I think that would fuck somebody up, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad I'm not a fighter, but I do want to watch it, man. So
I would also say that if with the implosion of jiu-jitsu that has been recently, if they took the gloves off, I think you would see a lot less people striking, to be honest with you, because you see a lot of people. Like, excellent example is when you have two top quality wrestlers,
right,
who fight each other. It doesn't come down to a wrestling match. It comes down to who's the better boxer.
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
time, same with jiu-jitsu players. We have two high-level jiu-jitsu players who are fighting each other. A lot of times it comes down to who's the better striker. If you have a striker versus a jiu-jitsu fighter, you've got the striker trying to strike and the jiu-jitsu player trying to play jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
If you take the gloves off, the jiu-jitsu player is going to sit down as soon as that match starts. I'm telling you, because he's not a striker. He doesn't know how to strike, and he's fighting a striker. He doesn't want to take the damage. So they're going to come out, they're going to touch gloves, and he's going to shoot for legs. And you're going to see, in my opinion, a big drop off of actual striking because of that. I think guys are comfortable here. They've got padding on, they've got glove, they can move, they can kind of set stuff up, things like that. But like we're talking about in bare knuckle, everything gets in.
Yeah.
Everything gets in. So if I have to worry about takedowns and the jab, like he fires that jab and cuts me open and I'm bleeding, then he takes me down. Like the fight's halfway over at that point.
Yeah.
So I think that it would drastically change the sport of MMA if you took the gloves off. Maybe not necessarily for the worse, but I think that it would drastically change how people approach that sport.
Yeah, and
very similar to what it did to boxing.
Yeah, and every point you just made is valid and legit. So I like that. I still want to see it happen.
Like I said, I'd watch it.
Yeah,
I might even do it.
Yeah,
but I think
I
think
if it happened, I don't even think it's a might. I think you would totally do it, man.
They pay enough.
Because that's the thing. If they pay you enough, and you're one of those guys. I mean, it would be the same mentality for you as doing this. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, they presented me with bare knuckle. Do I really want to do this? And you probably thought about it. Yeah, fuck it. They're going to pay me.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, if you're going to pay me well to come out and do what I love to do and allow me to push myself to my personal potential, I'll do it. That's what I want to do. That's why I fight. Like I said, I think it's the purest form of competition that you can come across, and I think that it really separates the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, like the wolves from the sheep. And you'll see a lot of guys. My buddy George Gonzalez said that boxers look up to MMA fighters because they think MMA fighters are crazy. MMA fighters need somebody to look up to as well. So that's why we started bare knuckle.
There you go.
And I thought, you know what, man, that you might be onto something there. Like there's levels to crazy when it comes to this. And I think that we're up there.
There's no doubt about it. So now I'm sure you've had this question come across to you 100 times.
All right.
Here it comes from my buddy Forrest Daniels. How does it feel to have the best mustache in the BKFC game? I'm going to elaborate on that, Forrest. I'm going to say he's got the best mustache in combat sports right now. So how does it feel, bro?
Kind of you. That's very kind of you. I will take the title of the best mustache in the BKFC game because it's true. It's an absolute fact. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it feels great.
Gotta give him a little.
Yeah, I love this thing.
The evil.
It's great. It smells wonderful.
It smells wonderful.
It's a great conversation.
It's a great flavor saver.
Absolutely. It's a great conversation starter. Saves the flavors. Everything's wonderful about having this thing. So I got no complaints when it comes to the mustache. But as far as the fight game, I think Eddie Wineland's got me beat. I think he started it. He started the mustache mafia. He started the whole
having you're right.
this sweet lip squirrel and
the lip squirrel.
And I think that as far as the fight game is concerned, Eddie's probably got me beat. But BKFC, this is the champion right here.
So look at this. It says, "Good luck, Tom. More Elmore."
All right, yeah.
I like that. I like that. He's like wishing you luck, but he's more for Elmore.
I appreciate it. I don't need luck. I'm gonna do what I do, and there's no luck.
Same
involved.
at you, Justin.
But thanks. And I don't know what you want me to say to that.
War Corning.
yes, sure, absolutely.
That's so funny. I've never seen anybody do that.
I've never seen that luck before.
But they're wishing you luck in the fight, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But they're pulling for Mr. Elmore, obviously,
and that's very respectable.
Cool. That was a respectable way to do that.
Absolutely.
Instead of going, "Fuck you, Tom, my boy's going to kick your ass," which is basically what that says as we break down translation.
Yeah,
but hey, whatever, it's all right, man.
Absolutely.
Root for your guy. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm for you. I got your back on that one. It's cool.
And this is the fight. Justin Sin,
what's up, buddy?
The Tom Show versus Elmore, the scrap he's most pumped for, and that seems to be the running theme around here. The general consensus. Yeah. Everybody thinks that there's going to be fight of the night. Oh look, we got War Tom Show.
Yeah, War Show, baby.
Elvin Brito, haven't been this excited about a fight card in a while. Can't wait to watch. Elvin fights with us at BKFC.
Thanks, buddy.
He's in Puerto Rico.
Still?
Yeah, that's where he lives, dude. He lives there.
I mean, he used to live in outside of Chicago by me.
Yeah, he likes to hang out on the island with his goats.
That's
that's his spot.
Great.
I mean, Chris Sorrow flew down there and hung out, did some training.
I saw that. I see him running up hills with goats on his shoulders and stuff.
Yeah, with goats on the shoulder. Where are you going?
Man.
I got my goat. It reminded me of a joke my dad used to tell me when I was a kid. He goes, I'll tell the joke right now. It's probably you guys aren't going to laugh, but I don't give a shit. It was a funny joke to me when I was a kid. I was like 8. So guy walking down the street, he's got a pig under his arm. And Giuseppe at the deli goes, hey, what are you doing with that pig under your arm? He goes, it's my buddy. He goes, hey, take that pig to the zoo. He goes, okay. And they leave. Guy comes back the next day. He's got the pig under his arm. All the other side, the pig's wearing sunglasses. And Giuseppe goes, hey, I thought I told you to take the pig to the zoo. He goes, I did. Today I'm taking him to the beach. I mean.
Sometimes you just got to have fun with it.
Got to have fun, So
so take your goat to the beach next, Elvin.
Well, they live kind of on the beach. I mean, he's down in the water doing all kinds of crazy. But yeah, take the goat to the beach. He said what he said. What you going to do about it? Yeah,
he's
go ahead.
Probably going to try to punch me in the
Come
face.
to America, man. Come on. Get on the plane. Come to America. Come on. He said he was going to fly up and try to just fly up and come watch the fights, but I guess he didn't. So
that's all right.
He still could be. I mean, he's only a few hours away in Puerto Rico.
True.
Dude, get on the plane, bro. Or just hey, get on your goat and paddle.
Not bad.
Ride the goat. Ride the goat to the States. Can you imagine seeing?
I don't even want to imagine. That's not an image I want locked in my brain.
All right, so back to the fight of the night thing. People are already predicting you guys are going to be fight of the night. Does that give you any added pressure, any added motivation, or you don't even really think about it? I mean, you've been hearing it, so I mean, it's got to make you feel good that people think that highly of your skill set. Mm-hmm. But do you kind of try to block those thoughts out too, and just go, look, I got a job to do. If we end up fight of the night, we end up fight of the night.
I mean,
it's cool. It feels good.
Yeah. I want to go out and perform. I want to go out and have a good performance for everybody, for the fans, so on and so forth. My goal is never fight of the night or knockout of the night or anything like that. But I've said it on previous podcasts and conversations and interviews, and I'll say it on this one. I have 19 professional fights. This will be my 20th. And I have 13 wins. I have 14 performance bonuses. It's just how I fight. It's just me. It's just in me. So I think that's a lot of what people are seeing, or what people are saying that they expect it to be the fight of the night, is because they know that I come out and I perform. They know that Joe comes out and he's dangerous, and they're expecting another, me and Garijo or me and Lane.
Yeah.
And I have the benefit that I've been here multiple times, and I fought guys like Garijo and I fought guys like Lane. And in my opinion, Joe is just a lesser version of that. So I think that to bring this full circle, it does feel good that people recognize my skill and my abilities and my want to go out there and perform. And I'm glad that people have that sort of expectation of me. But no, it's never something that rests in the back of my head or something that I feel like I have to reach or attain. It'll be reached. It'll be attained. If I go out there and do what I need to do, how I need to do it,
you'll get there.
I'll get the bonus.
See, me, I would be the complete opposite of, like, everybody starts saying, Chris, man, if I was a fighter, Chris, you're going to be the fight night, man. We already know. I would feel like pressure to perform, and I that would probably break me mentally before I ever got there, because I would feel so much pressure. And that's just, in the fight game, but in other areas of life, you can come at me and go, Chris, I'm expecting you to announce a fight really big, and I'm going to go out there and do it, because that's what I do. But I don't even think about it, because like you're fighting, my announcing, that's what I do. I go out there and I just let it rip.
Yeah, it's just in
bitches.
You. Yeah, exactly.
So what's your favorite part of fight week?
I got to be honest with you. I think it's seeing everybody that I haven't seen in so long. Especially considering I haven't fought since I fought Julian last year.
Yeah, so I know it's been a minute.
It's been over a year since I've been back here with the BKFC family, and it's been over a year since with the exception of the amateurs that I was working with a couple of months ago, I haven't really been in the fight community at all. So I think that's what I miss the most, and what I look forward to the most about fight week is just being with so many like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a family reunion every time we come back. It's people that I haven't seen in forever, but it's always good people. We're always excited. Like Julian and I were hanging out last night, BSing, just talking fights and having a good time. And all of us are, you get all the coaches, all the corners, everybody just goes and hangs out and has a good time. And I think that's what I look forward to most about fight week. And then secondly is the paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to.
I've always waited for somebody to make that their first answer. I say, "What do you like the most about Fight?" I'm waiting for somebody to just go, "Fucking paycheck, dude." I mean, nobody said it first, but you did say it second. So
that is definitely a good thing to have.
It's close,
no doubt about it.
All right, so Elvin said he hesitated, and the tickets double. Don't hesitate tonight. He's telling you not to. Hey,
Yes,
listen.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
so you don't think if you showed up, they would have let you in?
They probably would have just been like, "Hey, man, jump on."
They probably would have just
this.
let you get in there with, and watch the fights without a ticket. Use your connect. You do fight for the company, brah.
True.
Just throwing it out there. Tyler Watson says, super excited to see Tom fight. He goes, "What's up from Maxim Jim?"
What's up, Tyler? Thanks,
If you guys have any questions for Tom, I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds to put him here on the comment thread, and then
throw it out there.
Throw it out there, and you can ask him anything about fighting, food, females.
Sure,
whatever.
Yeah, let's get it.
Anything you want. No politics, no religion. We're not talking about that tonight.
True story.
True story.
We can talk about that later.
We can talk about that never, because I mean, it just doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it just doesn't.
Yeah.
So, main event changed. Like I was saying, Julian Lane and Thiago Alves. I thought that fight was going to go to the odds as a pick'em. It looks like Alves is like a minus 300 favorite, and Julian's coming back. I think is like at +2 something, which really baffles me.
Yeah,
because after the change with Baroni disappearing off the face of the earth, and the folks here at BKFC had to make a quick move. Julian Reigns always ready to fight. He's a former BKFC former bare knuckle fighting world champion, not with BKFC, and he's been doing this. So the fact that the odds makers are putting the favorite with Alves baffles me, because he's never done this before. Right. And like I said at the beginning, and you know it, and you can attest to it, until you bare knuckle, you ain't bare knuckle. So I don't understand the odds makers, basing it strictly on his MMA performances, and not attributing the new style of fighting, because it's going to be different. He's not going to be able to kick. One of his most powerful weapons are his legs. He kicks. He's got great ground, and he can punch too, but so I'm not taking that away.
For his punching,
not as much as he is for his kicking and his other stuff, right? So the fact that the odds makers made him the favorite, I would say that they might have gotten it wrong. I would have at the worst made it a pick 'em, and I might have had Julian coming in at a minus 100, minus 110. Not a huge
Julian's
favorite.
My favorite for the fight.
Yeah. For you guys out there that want to gamble, go check the odds right now, man, because you can make some good money tonight if you take Julian Lane. Drop 100 on it and see what happens. If you got it like that. I don't got it like that, and I don't
got it
gamble.
like that. Then stick to the 20. You'll be all right.
I don't gamble. That's why I say I ain't got it like that, because gambling was a trigger for me for a little while in life. We'll just say that. Ooh. So we stay away from it, but I do like seeing the odds sometimes, because they baffle me. And this one just baffles me. It's no slight to Alves, because Alves is a beast. He's going to go in there, and anybody who's willing to do this, you got to respect. But again, he hasn't bare knuckled yet. So, and you can't train for it, because you're not sparring bare knuckle people, because that's just stupid.
Right.
So again, we'll see how it all shakes down. One more thing before I let you go. No other questions pop in. This will be the last question, then you can dip out. What's your thoughts of the acquisition of Paige Van Zandt to BKFC? She's not only going to be a fighter, she's going to help be a brand ambassador. She's going to help grow, some stuff with, likes and social media, because she has a huge presence. And she's getting paid a lot of money. She's got a 4-fight deal that might pay her, upwards of $4 to $5 million when all said and done. And that's a lot of money.
Let me get in on that.
Let him get in on that.
Let me get in on that.
You have to grow your hair out. You might have to cut the mustache.
True.
Yeah, and you have to be a little sexier, and you have to look good fighting.
I got to be honest with you. It sounds like you're trying to turn me into a woman, and I think I could do just as good as a man. Just saying, I got a sweet mustache. I look pretty good naked. It could work out. It could work out. But as far as Paige coming over, I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I think the more notoriety and the more publicity we get, the better. And you get somebody like Paige.
It'll put money in your pocket, kind of like how Conor has elevated the game for UFC fighters. Everybody makes a little more money since Conor started doing his thing, and that's true. So bringing her in, while she's not Conor, her growth and what she brings, she might raise your purses a little bit along the way. Absolutely,
and I think that's I think that's what's most important, and that's what's best to think about. I don't like the trickle down effect idea. I think it's very similar to, I know we said we weren't going to talk about it, but the politics idea is you got millionaires, so that trickle down is going to come down and get you eventually. I don't like that idea. I think that's kind of silly.
That's not politics. We're talking trickle down economics, and that's cool.
All right.
It's not political. It's financial.
Fair enough. I think that's kind of silly, but I do think that with her coming in, there's going to be a lot more eyes. And even though I may be not getting some of the money that she's getting or getting some of the avenue that she's getting, that doesn't bother me, because the more eyes, the more media, the more people that are coming in, that's more opportunity for me. I don't need to suckle from her teat, so to speak, for that money. Like, I can go out and I can get it on my own.
Well worded, sir. Well worded.
But because she's here, she's giving us that opportunity. So I thank her for that, and I think that it's awesome. I'm glad that she's here. I'm glad that she's going to take the gloves off and toe the line, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
It's going to be good shit.
Yeah, I think that it's really good for the sport, and I think it's good for the company, and I'm excited to have her here.
Yeah, it's crazy because a lot of people were like, oh, she can't come over and do this, but she has no problem getting punched in the face. She's proven it. So she's a fighter.
Yeah, I remember one time and I'll say this, with knowing that it's going to bite me in the ass at one of these points, but I was one of those guys that was like, oh, Paige just thinks good looks are going to get her through the fight game. I remember when she threw a spinning back fist against, I don't remember who it was, but she broke her forearm in the fight. And
she knocked out Beck with a head kick, I believe.
Yeah, that little like flip deal. But yeah, she threw a spinning back fist in the fight, and she broke her forearm. And I remember thinking, like,
hold on,
what is
Champ, come here, friend. Keep going.
Well, now I'm thrown off. You got me, you fucking yelling and screaming in the middle of the interview.
I got to do it because I got to ask the champ something after you finish your thing about what you're saying about Paige.
Oh, I was just going to say that I've been one of those people that says that, I think that she thinks that like her good looks are going to get her through the fight game, and it's bit me in the ass. And I've had to go out and openly say that she's not that. She's not just a good looking girl who wants to get paid for her looks. She wants to come out and she wants to fight. And she wants to do things. I've said those things and then had to bite the bullet and, pull my foot out of my mouth afterwards. And, and I can say from firsthand experience that I was one of those people that had that kind of bias towards her. But now that I know better, I don't have that anymore. I'm excited for her to come out here, and I'm glad that she's going to do this.
All right, I'm going to move a little closer to you. Get over here so we're all in. So now I got the champ here, the former champ, but she's working her way back. Christine Ferrer. She was on the show yesterday. I wanted to ask you, and you're fighting on this card. A lot of people are talking about his fight, him and Joe Elmore. I wanted to get, I always try to ask about a fight, and I forgot to ask you yesterday about his fight because this was the fight. So I wanted to get your opinion. What do you think was going to happen in this fight as far as the action? And do you think that these guys are going to deliver that fight of the night? I know you're competing for fight of the night too.
Mine's going to be fast. It's not.
Atta girl. It's not going to be fight of the night. It's finish of the night. That's what I'm talking about. There we go.
So, yeah. No.
I like it. She did that too. She was all smooth. She was, well, I'm going to be fast, man. She didn't even hesitate. She just said, I'm going to be fast. So,
confidence. It's
I like it.
It's good.
But when you know that the build up to this fight, because everybody's talking about this fight, what's your thoughts on this fight? Because we know Elmore's power and what he does, and we know Tom's got power as well as the technical prowess. There's that phrase again.
There's the phrase.
So give me your little thoughts on breakdown of this fight. This is breaking down the fight from the pros.
From the pros. And we're not putting her on the spot at all.
Nah.
At all.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. Like she and we're not saying she's going to pick Tom Schoaf, although she might. I don't know. And even if she doesn't,
I hope she does.
but that's why I'm sitting in between because I don't want a cat fight going on here.
Oh, okay. I appreciate. All right, cool. That's cool.
Damn, he did you dirty.
That's the second time he's called me a woman today. Not gonna lie.
Usually it's the other way. They usually call me a guy like, yes, sir. I'm like,
no, he was asking me about the Paige thing, and he was like, you could just shave the mustache and just look a little cuter. And I'm like, I think I can do this as a guy. I don't think I have to go through the whole transformation.
He goes. I mean, and then he goes. I mean, I think I look good naked. You know what I mean?
I think everybody does.
yeah. Oh no.
No, I think everybody thinks they look good.
Oh, okay.
Not I look good.
I'm like,
I'm starting to sweat.
Boy, I know. So am I. This show is going off the rails, and it's all right, man. Because this is what we do in Case Over Christopher James. Right. So let's reel it back in.
Okay.
All right. So give me a breakdown of the Schoaf and Elmore matchup, if you can.
The thing is I say everybody can get caught. So when he comes in wild, you got to be careful for that. Just like I'm comparing it to my last fight. I came in technical boxing, on the technical side, and someone comes in crazy, you could just get caught.
It's hard to find that balance.
Yeah, because they don't have a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have. You can't time them.
Right.
They don't know what they're doing. They're just coming in. How are you supposed to know what they're doing when they don't know what they're doing?
If you can't outthink you, how can I outthink you?
Exactly. So it's really
Aces
really
right here, bro.
hard to to even judge of that fight or even like make a decision on who's gonna win that fight.
Definitely.
Because of
the chaos
crazy,
factor.
the craziness of it. So
definitely. I appreciate that.
But I love a technical fighter, and I love a thinking fighter over the brawler.
Me too. So, absolutely.
You know
High five on that one. Definitely.
I prefer that, and so I hope you can get the W. You know what I'm
too.
saying?
Me
And but keep your motherfucking hands up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Don't let that dude just come in and just
do what he wants.
Don't
to
let
do.
him stick you like that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
You know, and for me, the mistake I made on preparing for brawlers, I fought boxers the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can't do that.
I didn't have the crazy app coming at me.
Absolutely.
So hopefully you prepared. I'm sure you did your homework and did your
I did my best.
He did his due diligence.
Yeah,
he did his.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And I'll tell you, he gave a great breakdown on what it is to bare knuckle fight. That's not just two people going out there to brawl. So if you get a chance, go back and watch this interview later, because he gave the best breakdown. I said that to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of explaining the sport and how it works, and it's not just a cockfight in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a fucking.
It's two trained professionals who are doing the most significant damage to each other in the nicest possible way.
Right.
The nicest possible.
Yes.
That's what we were talking about last night. We were sitting there last night saying, wouldn't it be funny, like, this is your shit talk? Hey, because he's wearing the shirt that says rude, and like you were, like, rude. And I'm going, you can be fighting with your opponent, be like, hey, dude, sorry, I know that was rude. That's rude. Just the funny shit talk where you're popping the jab off, and I'm going, oh my God.
Yep.
We were looking at the moon when we were doing this last night. So,
well, you've got length on him too.
Say that again? Yeah, I got a lot of reach on him. So if I use it properly, it's going to be a good night for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, guys, we're going to get out of here. So, yeah, we're probably going to talk more fight shit off this air. I'm waiting for, I'll probably have Kendall Grove come on in a little while, and Julian Lane will come back for one more broadcast before the fight start. Download the app, www.bkTVapp.com. If you can't be in Daytona watching this live, I feel bad for you. But I don't feel that bad because you can get the app. It's $4 a month, man. If you can't spend $4 on this, guess what? You ain't a fucking fan.
True story.
You ain't a fan.
Nope.
If you support Tom, if you support Christine, then spend the $4. Watch these people go out there because they're out there to entertain you. They like to fight, but they also like to entertain the crowd. It's part of the business. They don't want to fight in an empty arena where nobody can see it. Although maybe sometimes can they get away with a little more shit. You just don't know. But
depends on the pay.
It depends on the pay. But the reality is these guys are warriors. They work hard. So, spend the $4 if you're a fan of the sport. And, you get more than just tonight's fight. You get monthly content, so for $5 a month, you get content every day. So do it. She's fighting tonight, Callie Cutler. He's fighting tonight, Joe Elmore. I don't know the bout order. So, but they're both going to be there. And you want to watch.
I'm 7.
She's number 7. So she's the feature bout.
4.
And he's 4. Bout number 4, bout number 7. I don't know where the other bout order is, but it doesn't matter. All these fights are going to be awesome.
It's going to be beautiful.
So you can follow him on all his social media. Tom Schoaf, simple and easy, right?
Mine's
same. Christine Ferreira. That's it. Just simple and easy.
Yep.
No 3,000 nicknames and 42 hashtag things in their name.
When I went pro, I had to change all that.
Same way. My name speaks for itself. Let's just call it that.
Exactly.
Last thing before we go, what's your thoughts on the badass ass mustache right here in BKFC?
I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
Are you jealous?
Are
you jealous?
I don't need a mustache.
I don't think,
If I grew hair on my face, I'd freak out. So
I appreciate that.
But yours is bad.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
If women wore mustaches, would you want one like that?
I would rock something cool like that.
That's it. Chris, you're on something else today, man.
Hey, listen, man, that's what we do. You guys know.
True
You
story.
you've seen me before. You guys see me
he
in
said
action.
something about the LGBT. He's at the LBT.
Yeah, well, because I was wanting to give her props yesterday because she inspires women and not just straight women, homosexual and everything, and guys. But and I was trying to get the initials right. I'm like, it's LBG. And she goes, no, it's L. And she just started broken down.
But
then she goes, they added the Q.
And then the Q and then the A.
The plus and
I don't know why they do that shit, but
She goes, we're making it confusing for everybody.
I bet they do. I bet they do.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
we're already confusing people, and then you want to do that shit?
Right.
So stop adding initials.
Yes.
That's enough. We got
please.
enough. Let
We're
us get
looking dumb already,
let us
bro.
get used to let us get used to this set now. We've got a lot of them. We got a lot to learn. But at the end of the day, man, these people are just awesome human beings, and they're fighters, and this is what they do for a living. They go out there and compete because they love the competition. They want to best themselves every single time. And they go out there to entertain all of us that, don't want to go in there and get punched in the face. So it's worth the $4. All right. That's it, man. Support these guys and girls and everybody that does this sport, man. If you're a fan, do it, support them, show the love, buy the pay-per-views. If their gear comes out, buy their t-shirts. This is how they eat. True story. So, and plus this is how Tom drinks. Proceeds off the shirts. He gets to go buy a cocktail after the fight.
Absolutely.
Buy a fighter a beverage. I'm going to start hashtag buyafighterbeverage.com. Yeah. I'm going to start a website, buyafighterbeverage.com, and you can buy them their post-fight drinks. You don't even got to be there, and then we can go live and toast. We're going to be rich.
Yes.
We should
It's our
probably not
business.
Put this on the internet until after we make this.
All right, you guys didn't hear any of that. Hold on. Jedi mind trick. Zoom. It's over. So anyway, guys, it's Kate Summer, Christopher James for Christine Ferreira and from my man Tom Shope. We are out here. We'll see you guys tonight at the show. Tune in live. I said www.bkt.
Yeah, right.
Which I know it's weird to figure out. Like,
there it is.
We'll figure it
Go.
out.
it's like, and then the part of me want to take their head and just go, bah! But then they both beat the shit out of me for it. So you not to hurt you, just to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyway, so
Okay.
we're out of here. It's like, in that song where it said we're going to get married just to say we fucking did it, like Drake and Nicki or something. I don't know. I'm trying to be hip, so I don't know.
It's like, I don't know.
I don't know. But the kids do. So that's all that matters.
All right.
So you guys have a wonderful day, man. Hope to see you guys watching the fights tonight or at the arena, man. And peace out. Thanks for tuning in. These guys love you. I love you. And thanks for letting us be a part of your lives today. And for you guys being a part of ours. And don't ever forget, man, today's September 11th, man. Remember those that gave their lives in defense of this country. God bless them all. To the families that left behind. And that's it, man. We'll see you guys later tonight. Peace. We out this motherfucker.